every Monday I try to put out a challenge on Facebook that is that is a little motivation on Monday, gives you a challenge to work towards that week. It's not always food and exercise. A lot of times it's mental, because I really believe the food and exercise part is easy. It's the mental aspect that's the hardest part. If you can get the mental aspect handled, then exercise and diet is easy. Exercise is by far the easiest part. So many people say, well, I don't want to exercise, it's the hardest part. It's the easiest part. You come in and work out for an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours a week, but food is 24/7. We're social with food, all those things. It's like, that's what we face all the time. And that's the hardest thing, but the most important thing. So that's the idea, that each week you come, we have different topics. This month is just kind of different topics. In July, the plan is to have kind of a series of different things kind of go around one main theme. So, to get to tonight's topic, the secret of finding the perfect meal plan. So, any meal plan is successful. There's tons of them. There's keto, there's South Beach, there's Mayo Clinic, there's the Cabbage Diet, there's Weight Watchers. I mean, you name it, there's those diets out there. We'll call them meal plans. So those meal plans can be successful. Each one of them are very, very successful. Do I agree with all of them? No. But some people have great success on a meal plan where somebody else will not. So why is that? Because there's the Whole30, there's just a bunch of different ones, a low carb, carb cycling, just all sorts of things. So what makes it successful is how the person adapts it to their lifestyle. So if I'm on the keto diet, and let's say maybe I don't go out a lot, I'm not very social, maybe I can make that really work for my lifestyle, because I can prep all my food, I can do all that. But what happens when I go out? If I go out a lot, it may not really fit my lifestyle, because I'm going out with friends, we're doing some social drinking, they like to order appetizers, so that may not really work. Whereas another one, let's say Weight Watchers, kind of fits my lifestyle, because I can eat any food, I'm out and about a lot, so I'm not always sure what I'm going to be having every day. I'm not real planned. I don't like to schedule. Some people just like to do it off the cuff, which is good. That's what works. Some people love to meal prep. They like to know exactly what they have all week long. And that's good, because that is what works for their lifestyle. So picking the right meal plan is all about your lifestyle. So if you step back and, and just because and we're so bad about this, is if it works really good for me, because I'm on the keto diet, and I keep just using that because that's the most hottest one right now, which is just, has had a lot of different names in the past. But, man, I really had great success on keto. So my friend thinks that he or she can have really great success on the keto. But that's not necessarily true, because my lifestyle is completely different than his. So we're not going to have the same success. And that really goes with any meal plan. So many times I see, well, I'm going to try the keto because this friend had really good, I'm going to try Weight Watchers because they lost 5 pounds, so I'm going to go over here. Oh, well, they did intermittent fasting, so I'm going to go over here and do that. So what happens in 2 or 3 months, we've been on 5 different meal plans. Well, none of them work for me. Well, because you were at this one for 2 weeks, this one for a week, you got hungry on this one, so it lasted 2 days. So, so there's a lot of, so the key is to stick with it. So you pick any meal plan you want. So another thing about, I'm not going to necessarily promote one over the other. Say, this is what you need to do. I definitely have my opinions on what is most successful. But it's up to you to find that out. Because you have to find out, because if I tell you do this diet, do this meal plan, it may not fit you. So it's not fair for me to say, do exactly this, and you will lose weight. Because you may not be motivated to do it, you may not want to meal prep, all these different things that go into it. So you have to find what works for you. So I'm not going to promote anyone over the other. But my suggestion is, whatever meal plan it is you're on, give it 2 to 3 months. If it's not working, then change. If it's not working and it's been a month, and then your friend says, try this. Say, well, I'm going to give this one another month. I wouldn't do it any less than a couple months to give it a try. Because then you can say, okay, well, I didn't like this, I can tweak that, I can do that. And as what you might find out, as kind of have found out, that, because I've tried tons of different meal plans, that this one works a little bit for me, this one works a little bit for me, this one works a little bit for me. So what I do is I take all these together and I make my own. So, because sometimes we can get overwhelmed about all the different meal plans that are out there. There's so many. You can go to the bookstore and look in the nutrition section. There's tons of diet books, But educate yourself. Read up on all the different intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is great. It has a lot of great physiological benefits to it. But it doesn't mean within that 8 hours of eating that you eat at McDonald's and you eat at all the drive-through restaurants. It doesn't mean that. It means that you still have a clean, healthy diet within that 8 hours or 12 hours or, however you do your intermittent fasting. Because again, there's numerous ways to do that. So the key is to educate yourself and not just say, well, John said to do it this way, so that's what I'm doing. Well, where did John get that information? Is it off Wikipedia? Is it off a reputable source that they read a book and had cited? Don't just take anybody's word for it, because we are marketed to like crazy. When they show the ads for P90X, they only show the people that only need to lose 5 pounds and now they're shredded. I always got mad because they never showed the 500-pound guy that lost weight on P90X. And they do that on all those infomercials. They never show the guy my size getting really little. They show the man or woman, and women, you've seen them, they need to lose maybe 20 pounds, maybe. And they're shredded in 5 weeks. So educate yourself, and it's okay to try different ones. But don't jump from one to the other to the other. And when you're trying them, look at programs that fit within your lifestyle and where you make baby steps. So if you make this big, huge change, chances are very high that you're not going to be successful. If okay, I can't have Cokes, I can't have sweet tea, I can't have ice cream, I can't have bananas, I can't have apples, I can't have processed carbs. You take all this out of your diet, you're left with some meat and maybe some pork rinds. Is that really going to work for your lifestyle? Probably not. So, it shouldn't be so restrictive that you think, how am I going to live? You want to look at a meal plan that says, okay, can I adapt this for the rest of my life? Because a lot of times when we go on diets, what do we say? I can't wait till this diet's over. Well, no, it's really not how it should. We should never refer to it as a diet. It's more of a lifestyle change. Because as we make those little changes, then that now becomes our lifestyle. It took me probably 3 or 4 years to totally cut out soft drinks. It went from Dr. Pepper to, a couple times a day, to one every day, to one every few days, and then a week, and then diet drinks, and then eventually just went away. So I don't really know the last time, probably when I had a vodka. Anyhow. But I don't drink those anymore. I don't drink much anymore. But anyhow, it's baby steps. It's one little. So many times we go, I got to change everything. I got to start exercising 5 times a week. I got to start, logging on my food. I still have to start measuring all my food. What happens? We get bogged down. There's too much. Exercise twice a week. Pick one meal that you're going to eat healthy. Log a couple meals every day. And then the next week, try a little more. Try a little more. So, because we have a long life ahead of us, and a lot of times we want to make that change because we're unhappy with where we're at. But where we got did not happen last week. We didn't wait. We woke up this morning and went, oh crap, what happened? We look in the mirror and go, that was not there yesterday, but it really was. It has just crept up on us. But for some reason, we get this mindset that, okay, it's got to be off in 2 days. All those commercials and everything you see that says lose 10 pounds in 10 days, lose 5 inches in 30 days. Yes, you can do all that. But is it long term? No, it's not. We have to look at, how do I want my life to look in 10 years? In 10 years, where do I want my life to look? Okay, this is where I want to be in 10 years. Where do I want to be in 5 years? Okay, where do I want to be in a year? Well, where do I want to be by the end of the month? So then when we look at it long term, we definitely make that long term goal. But then we break it back, break it down, and reverse engineer it in how we get there. And then those little milestones are what we celebrate along the way. That's what we're going to do every week in here, is celebrate those milestones, celebrate those mess ups that didn't really work, that you tried this plan or you tried to go cold turkey on no sweet tea or soft drinks and it didn't work. So I had to break down, I had to have 3 this week. That's okay. Well, you probably should have gone cold turkey, you probably should have cut back a couple. So, along with baby steps is change minor things, don't change major things. If you're doing something, what's better? It doesn't have to be best, it has to be better. I had a client today that said, drinks a lot of Gatorade, drink some soft drinks, drink some sweet tea. So what can he do? So he drinks a lot of water, but sometimes he gets tired of drinking water. If you drink lots of water, you probably get tired of drinking water too. So I said for him, hey, just get mix-ins for your water. Is it the best option? No, it's not. But is it a better option than maybe a Gatorade when he's just been sitting at work all day drinking a Gatorade? Does he really need a Gatorade? No. Does he need those calories? No. So a mix-in that is sugar-free, yes, it's got all kinds of other crap in it. But that's still better than where we're at. So once that's taken care of, we got rid of those soft drinks, those Gatorade. Now we can maybe work on this mix-in that we have. So it's all about going from good to better to best. We'll get to best, but it may be a couple months down the road. It may be a year down the road. But we shouldn't jump, because are we really going to be able to live with the best right now? Probably not. It's probably going to cause us to revert back to our old ways. Because a lot of times you probably notice that if you lose weight, you'll gain back to where you were. Back to where you were. It's just sometimes where our comfort zone is. It's where I feel good, where I know I can go out to eat a couple of times a week. I just can exercise just a little bit. I feel pretty good there. So if we jump to that best, we're definitely going to fall back to where we were. So make those minor changes as we go along, because we have a long life of health and exercise and wellness ahead of us. So why keep doing this? Because all of us have done that. Whether you need to lose weight or not, you have times when you've done really good, you've exercised a lot, you've eaten really good, and then you haven't done it. But really, and I have clients all the time that will start and say, well, I'm just going to work out for a little bit to get in shape. And I never want to tell them, well, once you start working out, you really can't ever stop. Because it's a lifestyle. You have to, my class in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my shaker class, they're all 60 and over. I tell them, no matter what your disability is, whether you're coming in a walker, a cane, a wheelchair, come. Even if you just move your fingers, if you move your mouth, just move. Just keep doing something that keeps you active and keeps you mentally alert, because you always have to do that. And the tendency is, well, I hurt my shoulder, so I can't do anything. I can't walk. I can't lift weights with my legs. Well, your legs aren't broken. Your core is not broken. Your other arm's not broken. But sometimes we think, I'm out. I'm done. But what can you do? Again, you may not be able to do the best, the ultimate, but you can do something. So, and that's the same with food and exercise. You can do something to make a change in the right direction. It's a progression forward. So the secret is simple to finding your perfect meal plan. Find what fits in your lifestyle, and when you get it, and doesn't matter what it is, I don't care what plan you get on. Say, can I do this for the rest of my life? Can I only eat onion soup for the rest of my life? No, probably not. But hey, if you can, you're going to have a lot of issues. Going to not get the nutrients you need. There's all kinds of issues with that. But if you think you can do that the rest of your life, then go for it. But you'll find that that's not going to work in your life. So you know, for me, what works for me is a good, rounded, well-balanced diet, minus the veggies, because I don't eat a whole lot of veggies. I don't like a whole lot of veggies. So yes, that is not good. I understand that not eating vegetables is not good. But if I could make myself, but it really doesn't fit in my lifestyle. So why dread every day going, oh, I gotta eat vegetables? Because if you dread something, what's gonna happen? You're gonna say, no, I'm not gonna do it anymore. If I dread measuring out my food, you know, weighing my food, are you gonna do it? Probably not. You're gonna do it for a while. No. Is it easy to look, well, that's about the palm of my hand, that's good. Well, that looks like about, you know, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, that's good. So if that works for you, then do that. If weighing and all that kind of stuff works for you, then do it. But just find the thing that is adaptable to your lifestyle. And lifestyles change. Kim and I, we go from having 4 little kids to now they're almost all out of the house. We've got 1 more year. We're so excited. I think they're cheaper in diapers than they are now, but anyhow. But so lifestyle changes. So could I eat and exercise the way I do now? Could I have done that 10 years ago when the kids were little? Probably not. It would have looked different. So as we get older, as our lifestyle changes, maybe we have a parent move in with us. Maybe you know, we have issues. Maybe we have an accident. Something happens, but our lifestyle changes. So will the requirements that we need through exercise and diet. So we always have to continually be learning and finding what works, because what worked 5 years ago may not work today. And that's just the way it is. That's just life. So we get so mad when we go, well, 4 years ago I lost the weight using this program, and now I can't do it. Well, your body's a little different. You're a little older. Things have changed. Maybe you've been on 20 diets since then, so now your metabolism's shot, and you know, so you're like, well, you know, and you're 5 years older, so there's a lot of difference. Maybe you've gone through some different health things, so it's unrealistic to expect that what works today or worked 10 years ago is going to work today. And if you have friends, family, invite them to come, bring them with you. I just really want to get more of the community in here and really just try to help and try to give as much information as I can. And if you don't follow Synergy Fitness on Facebook or Instagram, or my personal page on Facebook or Instagram, do that. Be friends with me on there, because if you're friends with me on Facebook, we're really friends in real life, true friends. Isn't that how it goes? But every day, I haven't done too good this past couple days, but every day I either give a mental tip, a nutritional tip, an exercise tip, just whatever I can think of to help add value. So do that. So everybody have a great evening and a great weekend. And if you